With great confidence in our caucus, I will not seek re-election to Democratic leadership in the next Congress. For me, the hour's come for a new generation to lead the Democratic caucus that I so deeply respect. And I'm grateful that so many are ready and willing to shoulder this awesome responsibility.
But still, the question remains, doesn't it? Will this new generation of House Democrat leaders be more radical than Pelosi, continuing to push the party further and further to the left? Or will they finally realize Americans want a more common sense approach to solving our most pressing issues? Here to help us figure it all out is a member of the House Foreign Affairs Committee. You now know his name well, New York Congressman Lee Zeldin. Congressman, thank you very much for joining us. I appreciate it, because now we have to look forward here to what exactly is going to happen in the future with the Democrats. If this election sent a message to anyone, you know this, of course, being a New Yorker, what do you think the message has done to the Democratic Party versus their base?
There is a need for there to be this turnover. It's good that Nancy Pelosi is saying that she's not running for a continued position on top of Democratic leadership. You need new blood. I mean, Nancy Pelosi can choose to stay in Congress for a two-year term that she was just elected to. But I feel like America is ready to turn a page on Nancy Pelosi. I feel like Congress is, obviously the House Republican caucus is, but I would say even for the House Democratic caucus, for them to be able to just move forward, I think it would be good for Nancy Pelosi just to decide it's time to retire and move along.
You know,
the Democratic Party, go ahead.
Well, just in some ways, she got a lot done, right? You have to hand her that. But she did seem to present a face that was very different than a good part of her party, than the progressives. So it was almost like a false front in a certain way. Do you think that the Democrats are just going to throw their lot entirely in with the progressive approach? Or do you think they're going to backtrack a little bit?
So this is going to be the big decision for Hakeem Jeffries on top of that caucus in how they want to lead. Now, it is easier when you're in the minority and you don't have to govern to be able to stick together. And what's possible is that this Democratic Party, which is made up of people who are way to the left in the squad and all of their friends and allies, as well as a few people who are still there, who are a little bit closer to the center, it's a lot easier to put together the votes when you're in the minority. If they had a majority of 220 or 221 or 222, gosh, I don't know if they'd be able to do it. But this is an important time for them to reflect. Now, they should be happy that they don't have even more of a deficit. But if they want to have any shot of being able to get the votes from the American people, they can't allow the far left to be deciding and defining their party.
I don't think the words "the Democrats" and "reflect" have been seen in the same sentence in quite some time. I mean, this is the Nancy Pelosi who tore up President Trump's State of the Union address. It's one of the most adolescent things that you could think of someone doing. And it seems as though when you're looking at the people who are making the decisions in the White House, it is to appease the far left. It seems, unless they want to be at war with Joe Biden, I don't know. I mean, they were doing that even with Nancy Pelosi. Why would there be any reflection at this point? I mean, you've seen the Democrats operate. They are committed to the agenda, no matter what the agenda does to people.
Yeah, and they're lucky that they didn't lose even more seats in the House, that they didn't lose the majority in the Senate. And with 24 looming, the way that I am seeing the mood, especially as I was traveling all throughout New York State recently, is that there are a lot of Democrats and independents who have always been voting Democrat, and they've decided that, you know what, I was ready to vote for a Republican this year. As you look to 2024, if a Republican presidential nominee is running a good general election campaign, I believe that they're heavily favored to win, but you can't take anything for granted. And I would say to go out and talk to those Democrats and independents, and don't show up in the community and just say, hey, I love group so-and-so based on how they look, or race, ethnicity, religion. Instead, talk to them about the issues that matter most to them. Talk to them about safety on their streets, their wallets, their freedom, their kids' education.
That's what you did. You made huge inroads into New York because of your approach because the crime, really, it transcends partisanship and party membership, and as does the economy and every other situation we're dealing with. Congressman, a great example for all of us, great example for the Republican Party. Clearly part of the future, sir. Thank you for joining me tonight. I appreciate it.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.